Hey y'all, I am going live on my Instagram as well, so I'm gonna try and quickly set everything up. Just bear with me for one moment. Put this here, this here, get this out of y'all's way. Okay. Okay, that's good. Here we go. Okay, so this is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius through Pisces. And basically, if you guys need a personal reading, you can find my information in the description box below. And if you don't feel like something resonates, just let it fly, because not everything is going to apply. There's a whole, okay, sorry. Not everything is gonna apply, because there's more than a million. There's just a heck of a lot of people of each sign out there in the world, so not everything might resonate, and if so, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And yeah. So I'm gonna get started with Sagittarius. Okay, 3 cards for Sagittarius, please. Not sure. If that's 3, I'm gonna take it. It is. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, you have nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon. And that card basically says that if you're worried about something, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to come to fruition. But it is also saying if you have an expectation, you do need to adjust like your expectations, or think about your place in your situation. So the first card you have is Have Faith in Your Dreams, Waxing Crescent Moon. And this card is basically exactly what it sounds like, have faith in your dreams. So whatever it is that you're facing right now, I feel like it's a moment that's kind of like testing your commitment to something. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do for it? And then the second card you have is Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, Full Moon in Leo. And that card is about, listening to other people's needs and your needs, and, like putting your ego aside and going with like what's really good for your soul, what's really good for you. Even if it doesn't like look pretty, but if it's like what you need, kind of like a drinking the medicine kind of thing. And then anyhow, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. This card is about how like you might have had like an intense moment that passed, and now you're kind of just like being asked to recharge. And so I feel like that recharge is going to lead you into like this next phase. Like, I don't know, the cards here, they kind of give me the vibe of like something happening the next day. So like it kind of like reads as it seems to me. Like, I know this is a moon, but it also just kind of gives me like the vibe of like, okay, like morning, noon, and night. And then with this card here and how like dark it is, it's kind of like nighttime, and then the next morning, and then daytime, and then the next night. So it's like something could be happening over the course of like 2 days, or for some of you, and for some of you, it's just like something that's taken a while. Um, but again, the situation is just calling for you to have faith in yourself and to take the time you need to recharge, because you can't really give your full self to a situation unless you have your full self to give. So, like, taking the time out to make sure that you're well rested, and sometimes like saying you need a break is the whole, like, don't let pride get in your way. Like, knowing when you need to take a break, like knowing that you're not an invincible human being, that just like everybody else, you do need a break. And just like everybody else, like, it may take time to get to your goals, but like, you're going to get to them. Because, like, Sagittarius, we're real good at, like, we get good at something quick. And if we're not good at it quick, it's like, okay, on to the next thing. It, like, requires effort. It's like, I don't know if I want to commit to that. And so this is kind of like, for some of you, this is just kind of like saying, yeah, like, you're going to have to put in the work. For some of you, this is saying, just like believe in yourself, recharge, and like, don't let pride get in your way. Okay. Okay. The Seven of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. For some of you, you're like fighting being alone. In the Seven of Wands. So for some of you, you're like fighting being alone. And so there's like the Death card is about an ending. It's also about it's Scorpio energy. The Death card is about rebirth, about transformations, about literal death, of course, but about the endings of things. And it's major arcana, so it's about like a major ending, something important. And then over here you have the Lovers. So for some of you, you're fighting being alone, but being alone is really going to lead you where you need to go. Then underneath to have faith in your dreams, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is about like a collaboration. It's also about amateur energy and mastery coming together. It can also be about like, just working on a project with somebody. And then to clarify, you have the Lovers. So for some of you, this is like having faith in your dreams in regards to like working with okay, so you have Earth energy here, right? With the Pentacles. But then the Lovers is Gemini energy. So for some of you, this is you having faith because you have more Earth energy over here with these Pentacles. So for some of you, this is like a work opportunity, and it's calling for you to choose between two things. It's calling you for you to literally have faith, not just in your dreams, but just having faith in general. Like, the situation is coming from a higher place. This is major arcana. It's like divine intervention. So it's like you being asked to like have faith in your dreams. So for some of you, this is like a collaboration work wise with someone. But for some of you, this is like having faith in your dreams in regards to love. So having faith that like you can have the partnership that you want. But in order for that to happen, you have to kind of put your pride aside here. So for some of you, it's like you have to be willing to admit that you were wrong and like leave a person you don't want to leave, you know? And then for some of you, that's like leaving a job that you don't want to leave, or like it could be family or school or whatever. But leaving something you don't want to leave and then taking that time to be alone, work on you, cultivate you with this Nine of Pentacles. Because the Nine of Pentacles is about like a single woman, but what the Pentacles are all around here is also about like what she's cultivated, what she's grown. It's about having enough to share with like others, being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And so for some of you, you make this choice, you end something, and that leads to you being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That leads to you being fulfilled. Um, and, and yeah, and um, with all this earth energy here, though, I feel like it is in regards to like something physical or something tangible, like you know, career related. Um, but you do have the lovers here. So for some of you, this is in regards to like romance. But overall, at the bottom of the deck, your energy is nothing will come with this situation. So if you are worried about, this ending, you don't have to be worried about this ending because you're going to be in this energy after of like having what you need, having what you want. But if it's like you want something and you're working toward that something, then it's like the Seven of Wands energy where you are gonna have to like fight for it and step up. And maybe like, make some endings come about that you may not have wanted to, but are necessary. Okay. So now we're going to get into Capricorn. And I have this other deck here, but I just don't feel like it's necessary. Okay, you change this. Okay. Okay. Shuffle. Yeah. Ah. I get the vibe of something like bending and snapping. I have 3 cards for Capricorn, please. Okay, so the first one is prosperity lies ahead, you with the Taurus. The second one is a fiery climax approaches full moon Aries. And the third one is a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. At the bottom of the deck, you have your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. And so there you go, there's your energy. But you have a lot of green here, which gives me like heart chakra energy. And then you have a lot of new moon energy here, as well as like Aries and Taurus, which are the first zodiac signs. So I feel like there's a new beginning coming for you this Virgo season. That a new beginning that puts you in a space that is more in alignment. It's a space that shows you that, you know, everything that you've been trying to manifest is really coming in. May be intense. It may require for you to let go of some things with this heart chakra energy, or to require, it may require some more like compassion from you, forgiveness from you. But it's it's something that's going to have a lasting effect. Let me look at this new moon in Virgo card. Yes. Okay. So it says when this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If the situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone can do for you and think more what you can do for others. So, if this prosperity lies ahead here, Taurus is fixed energy. And you know how I said, like, I'm getting the vibe of something like bending and snapping. If something is fixed, it isn't very good at change. And it's a stubborn energy. And with this fiery climax approaches, it may be that something was bending, and then finally snapped because it just wasn't a bendable thing. It's as if you have a certain mindset, and that mindset bends, and bends, and eventually it has to snap because it's in a bias. So, say, for example, if you walk around the world viewing yourself as a victim, right? And then one day something happens that, you know, like you say you just like walk around blaming other people for your problems all the time, right? And then eventually something happens that shows you that, like, boom, you're the problem. Now all of a sudden you have to view your whole life a different way, because it's like, was I the problem the whole time? Or, you know, to where I was like building up this wall, like not letting anybody be close to me, this victim mentality? Or was I really just being defensive? You know, like, it kind of makes you shift and see some things in a different perspective. And so as you're thinking about what you want to do, where you want to go, some mentalities might have to snap, because it's like, in order for you to go here, in order for you to go there, you have to release this idea, release this limitation, release these boundaries that are holding you back. And so for some of you, that might be just like a really intense situation, perhaps, an argument or whatever. or even just like a small crisis. And that's what this a fiery climax approaches is about. But for some of you, like the snapping point is you realizing like the work that you put in, maybe even doing something and you kind of like half believed it, right? You're like, oh, it's probably not even gonna work. And then all of a sudden something happens and it works out, it pays off, and you're like, oh crap, like so I could really like do this, or I could really like make this happen. And that makes you shift your mindset out of whatever limited you before, whatever made you believe that you couldn't do whatever. And it widens your worldview. It widens, um, it allows you to forgive and come from a place where your heart space is more full. Like it gives you the space to give more love. And when I say love, I don't mean just love in a romantic sense. I mean love in just the sense of compassion, love in the sense of like showing God to others, because like God is love. So love in a sense of like, showing that light that you have, being yourself in such a way that like it shares out light with others, because Capricorn is a cardinal sign, you know, meant to be leaders, people are drawn to you, things like that. And so when you expand and you level up, it allows the people around you to do that as well. It allows those who are looking to you for guidance to see a more evolved you, and it gives them something higher to aspire to as well. I'm gonna just leave it there too. What's this first one? Oh, okay. Um, I'll put these back in the deck, but the Ace of Wands is about a new beginning. The Ace of Wands is about a new beginning, and the Hermit is about going within, and like really self mastery, cultivating, what you need to cultivate, having that belief, going within to right yourself and find that like inner peace, inner balance. And the Ace of Wands came up, and the Ace of Wands is about like new beginnings. It's about like the divine hand. Wand energy is fire energy, which is about like action, passion, drive, ambition. And it's like for some of you, because the Ace of Wands came up in reverse. So for some of you, you neglecting to go within and work on yourself results in some kind of crisis that to forces you to see what you're holding on to, and what you're holding for some of you is forcing you to see what you're holding onto you that's like blocking you from having a new beginning. Because the Four of Pentacles, as you can see, it looks like a guy like holding on to a bunch of coins. It's earth energy and it's Capricorn energy. um it's about holding on to something. And because he's holding on to so much, he doesn't have room for anything new. His hands are full. He's got pentacles on top of his head. He's got them under his feet. He's trying to hold them all to himself. And he doesn't have room for anything else. So he doesn't have room for whatever this new idea is. He doesn't have room for whatever this new message is. Um, yeah. And so for some of you, a message causes this whole thing to blow up. For some of you, you holding on to something is keeping you from moving forward. And so with this new moon energy, you finally letting go and releasing that allows you to move forward. because you, in this Ace of Wands in reverse energy, not taking action is keeping you from going within. This Virgo energy, for some of you, it's keeping you isolated. You not going within and, taking the time to see what's really going on with yourself is keeping you isolated because it's making you feel misunderstood. But when you let go, that love kind of like fills you, that forgiveness fills you, that, resentment starts to leave you, and all these like new opportunities and things probably start coming in. Like, yeah, the Fool here, the Fool is about a leap of faith. It's about beginning something, and with it coming up and the Ace of Wands coming up in reverse, for some of you, you might have jumped at a new beginning financially, but not done the inner work. And because of that, like, this crisis comes up to show you like where you're lacking. For some of you, you're holding on to material things and worldly things so much that you're missing the spiritual, the inner. And by worldly things, I don't just mean money. I mean like any material stuff, like even people. And it's like what you're holding on to is keeping you from a new beginning, from moving forward. And so this time approaches to kind of like force you to do that, or force you to see that with this full moon. Okay, so you have the Three of Cups, and then at the bottom of the deck you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is like, financially they are doing well. It's also Earth energy, so you have a lot of Earth energy here. And then you have a little bit of water energy with the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about a collaboration, a celebration. It's also about a reconciliation. So for some of you with this, for some of you, this is about an apology. And for some of you, this is about like taking a chance on like collaborating with somebody and kind of like allowing somebody in. And that shows you like how much you're still holding on to, how much you haven't let go of. And you kind of start to see that because you're holding on to so much, you can't take in new stuff, So, I would just say like, because I see a lot of yellow here too, a lot of blue here. Yellow is like your solar plexus chakra, which is like your willpower, your confidence, your self-esteem, the way you view yourself, your boundaries, and things like that. And then you have blue, which is like communication, feeling understood, and expressing yourself, your truth, creativity, stuff like that. And so, yeah, I just feel like the more you let go and the more your mindset changes, the more things around you start to change. And the more that you follow your intuition and follow your faith rather than following, what you see around you. And that sounds crazy, but like, honestly, nowadays, like, everything you see is not freaking real. Like, people could write articles, people could write, news that's like not real. Like the next day we find out they lied. Like, we're finding out a lot of stuff about like the government lying right now. We're finding out a lot of stuff about just people in general lying right now. So it's like you really have to have like the faith and the discernment. And so like I feel like you're kind of being asked um to use that a little bit more, but not even in a yes, you're being asked to take a leap of faith somewhere, but I really feel like it's more of you being asked to let go of certain things and to just be open to new ideas. Because Capricorns, y'all are very, as cardinal signs, y'all tend to question stuff. If it's not your idea, you hesitate on it. If it's not your idea, you like, I don't know if that's, I can trust that. Knight of Pentacles. If it's not your idea, you're going to move slow on it. You're going to move real slow on it. Because I don't know. I don't know if that's right. But as slow as you move is as slow as you're going to see the results. But it is also, the Nine of Pentacles is also about like having a routine. And having a routine is good if it's a good routine. What are you repeating daily? What mindsets are you repeating daily? What habits are you forming and reforming? Okay, so we're going to move into Aquarius. And then we're going to do Pisces. And then that's it. That's all I got. Okay. We have a bunch of new moon energy again. And at the bottom of the deck, you have faith in your dreams again. Waxing crescent moons. The first card we have, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. The second card we have, your hard work is paying off again, new moon in Capricorn. And the third card we have, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. And I think this card, oh, well, there you are already. Your energy is here. You have some purple here, which is like crown chakra energy. So I feel like this situation is calling for, you to have faith. It's about your spiritual connection. With all this new moon energy here, there's like a theme of release and new beginnings, of course, where there's release. Feel like with this, it's time to take action here and have faith in your dreams. It's like you've been working and working and working and working and working, and you're now here at a point where you can do something about it. And so it's like you come to this crossroads, and it's like you've been working and working and working, and now you have the opportunity to do something about what you have been building all this time, basically. And so, yeah, I'm putting some cards to clarify, but that's what I'm doing so far. Let's see, first one for Aquarius. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. And that's Earth energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So first of all, it's like a lot of people. And before when I shuffled, the Five of Wands was at the bottom of the deck. I feel like right now, you might be being like guided to be more alone. Like you see here in this card, kind of corny to like mention, but she's like by herself and it looks really peaceful. She has like that water pitcher and she's kind of like pouring into the unknown, right? But like, let's just say that unknown that she's pouring into is herself. So, with the King of Pentacles here, so that's Earth energy. The King of Pentacles is also someone who is good at math. He's like the guy who's got his finances together. He's like doing the damn thing on that front. And to clarify that, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is about routine. It's about like slow and steady action. He is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but once he arrives, he has something in hand. It's stable, right? And so that's coming out underneath it's time to take action. And so I feel like there's a decision that you make, or for some of you, this is like you forming a routine. And you forming that routine and staying steady with that routine gets you somewhere. Especially because like Aquarius is fixed energy. So like once you guys are fixed in a certain direction, it's kind of like you go and you go and you go. So say if you were headed in one direction all this time and then something happens and now like with this Aries energy, Aries is the first zodiac sign. And so it's like you have this new beginning, and by you taking your time rather than speeding through things, because the Knight of Swords is about he's like impulsive, kind of like moves quick, he's kind of like hectic. And so for some of you, by you slowing down and just like taking time to pay attention to detail, thinking over like the math and stuff, you allow yourself to build and grow a lot more. Your hard work pays off by you detaching from the situation, because this card is also about kind of like detaching from a situation somewhat. Even though it says bring love into the situation, what it means by that is kind of like when you love something enough to be patient with it, to accept it as it is, to let go and forgive. And so I feel like by you taking the time to go over things, you bring about this new beginning for yourself. You bring about something more stable for yourself. For some of you, this is you taking action, or an earth sign taking action in regards to you. Like there's been a long wait with this Knight of Pentacles, and finally this person is making a move, or you're making a move. And with the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it's like they're making a move to come in and tell you something. I'll put this here. Well, like more. Yeah. Okay, so your hard work is paying off. You have the King of Cups to clarify that. And so for some of you, by you becoming emotionally stable, by you working on yourself, by you pouring into yourself, you've seen a change in not only your stability mentally and emotionally, but a change in your finances as well. And now that you've made those changes, you're able to like make moves toward what it is that you want. So because you have the King of Cups here and you have the Queen of Cups, it's like a true pair. That's both of those are water energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then here you have earth energy, earth energy, earth energy, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The only Aquarius energy you have is up here. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Cups, which is about reminiscing. It's about like childhood friends. It's about like living in the past. It's about memories, stuff like that. And so I feel like the more you move toward your future, you're reminded of your past too. For some of you, the more you move toward your future, you're reminded of your past. And for some of you, it's kind of just a comparison. Like this is what you used to be like, and this is what you are like now. This is what you used to be like, and this is what you're learning now. And then with the Six of Pentacles here, the Six of Pentacles is he's like a merchant who's like handing out, like breadcrumbs. And it's like for some of you, because this is bring love into the situation. And to clarify the Six of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is she's a giving figure, a nurturing figure. So for some of you, you can bring love into the situation by nurturing yourself rather than giving to people who are just taking from you. You can nurture yourself rather than giving to somebody who's just breadcrumbing you. You know, bring love into the situation by loving yourself. And when you love yourself, that hard work pays off and you get better, not just emotionally, but financially too. It's like you see those changes trickle into other areas as well. You don't have air energy here, just water and earth. And water energy is about like emotions, the relationships we have with other people. And earth energy is about like the tangible, the financial, the material. So it's like you're seeing these changes in multiple areas of life because of what you know you release, because of what you let go of, because you stick to your routines and you're, pushing forward, even though it may take you a long time. Like, y'all are a fixed sign, so it's like, you know, steady, slow, like it gets there. It doesn't it move too quick, but it's gonna get there. But with Aquarius, um, being an air sign as well, it's like y'all are more willing, I guess, to move than the other fixed signs. Um, but yeah, that's all I have for you. I'm not gonna try and stretch that out or anything. I hope that makes sense to you because it did not make sense to me. Not gonna lie to you, I don't even remember what I just said. But that's okay because as long as you got something out of it, done my job. We're gonna finish off with Pisces. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. I'm getting hot. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna say is put yourself first. Put yourself first. Choose you. It's never the wrong answer. Never the wrong answer. Because if you don't choose you, who will? Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you have conclusions are within reach. You have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. And don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. So with all this full moon energy here, it's like something is being revealed and you're being asked to act upon that revelation from a space of spirit instead of ego. With this, don't let your pride get in your way. Just give me just one moment. Okay, so yeah. So for the new moon eclipse, it says if you want affirmation that you can achieve your goals and get the desired outcome in the situation, then this is it. This is the card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever's happening now was happening for a reason you'll appreciate later on. Right? And then with the full moon one, you have it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it may be. Um, Forgiving someone for what they did could be the key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so that you can move on. And so, and I was gonna say, like when this came up, I know this card says like conclusions are within reach. I was gonna say it seems like an ending between like two people. And so for some of you, this is like a breakup. For some of you, this is like a work relationship ending. For some of you, this is like a friendship, bond with a family member. This is, for some of you, this is like school related, whatever. Whatever it is like a change that you didn't expect, or, it might be rough, but it is what you need. It's like what comes along to point you in the direction that you're supposed to be going. And because it's divinely guided and it's divinely led, we don't always understand because, we're not in God's head, we don't have all the answers, and sometimes when we try and manifest things, they come across in ways that we didn't think they were going to manifest in. They come up in ways that we're just like, oh shit, like that's not what I asked for. But in truth, it is what you asked for. It just doesn't look the way you thought it was going to look, but it's getting you exactly where you need to go. So this situation, like, could be hectic in the moment, but with this mutable energy and this fixed energy here, it's like this change is going to lead you to something that's going to be stable, something that's going to last a long time. Um, I'm not taking all these cards that fell out. That's a lot of cards that fell out. But I will take the full card there. Let me just make sure nothing else flipped over. You have the full card first, though. And the full card is about taking a leap of faith. It's about new beginnings. It's about kind of like a sense of naivety, but more than that, just like going into something and fully believing that it's going to